Welcome back to Magical Soup. Oof, it really feels like there's a lot of transition right now. There's a lot of people who are sort of, it feels like we're watching our lives sort of implode in little directions everywhere. And that the energy right now is, yeah, like uh, slight destruction, forced to slow down, forced to cancel things, forced to sit back and kind of be less from a place of action. But like for me, I have this really kind of fun, low grade, like anticipation energy happening. And I mean, my life is already blown up twice. So I'm already kind of, turns out it only took 2 times for my life to blow up for me to adapt to the possibility of my life blowing up and just being like, oh, interesting. Because the last 2 times it blew up, it ended up being the hardest and greatest thing that could have happened to me. And so you get that once and then you get it a second time and you're like, oh, this shit's real. Like, turns out this is actually for my best good. So hi, blow up. I see you. And I'm going to try to ride this one as gently and with as much optimism as possible, because I know on the other side of it, it's actually going to be great. That is how I roll with it now. But it's still a lot, like a lot of people in a lot of different worlds that I exist in. It sounds weird. Are losing their jobs, going through house changes, going through like just massive life shifts right now. All I know is like I've been there. I've been there and I did it. It's hard. It's like, it's like you're like giving birth to your new life. That's actually what you're doing. You are giving birth to your new life and saying goodbye to your old life. And sometimes our old life hits us in the head with a 2x4 in order to get us out of the old life, which was what I chose. I'm now choosing a much softer path to learning, or identifying it sooner so that I don't get the 2x4. That's my goal in life, because the 2x4 is the worst. The 2x4 is the worst. Yeah. One of my 2x4s was my divorce from my ex, who was the dad to my 2 amazing children. That one was the worst in that it was so incredibly painful. There was just like all of the bad emotions, all of them were really, really powerful. It took me a year and a half to mentally rewire my brain from the neural pathways that had developed, the superhighways of emotion that involved suspicion and anger and sadness and betrayal and like my whole filter on life changed for a bit, which it's hard to picture now if you know me, because I tend to be like pretty upbeat and positive most of the time. But yeah, that was a year and a half of going to this really special church that I had found, actually, and spending an hour practicing gratitude every week. It's wild to think about, because at the time when I found that church and it became such an important part of my life, I never thought that it would not be. But it was exactly what I needed for that phase of my life. And then what's really wild is when I look back at that time, like that was the beginning of me becoming conscious. It didn't stick very well. It wasn't until 2015, which I got divorced in 2010. So that that's an indication of how slow I am to learn things, pick up on things, whatever. But that was my journey, and the first phase of my becoming conscious was having to process through the fact that I had done all the things, right? Like I had the handsome husband and the kids and the house and the career. I was a network executive at HGTV, and we were this cute couple with these beautiful children, and we had these cool houses, these historic houses that we bought and would fix up, and then we moved to Colorado because he wanted to, and I was able to open a home office from here. And so it just seemed like everything was for us, was working for us, but it was not. And so I got to look at why it didn't work, what were the ways that I was showing up, and how I could have had a failed marriage. That was really hard. And then there was also the understanding that the reason that I wasn't happy, which I hadn't been happy for a while, was because I had done all the things and succeeded at them and was still not happy. And I couldn't understand it because I just felt like I couldn't have crushed life any better than I had, right? I was crushing life, and it was so not happy. And that was okay, so if turns out everything that I thought I knew, that I thought I was right about, was wrong. And that actually was when I think about it, that was the beginning of me being able to really sort of head on this path that I've been on. Because there is nothing quite so humbling as being placed in a situation where everything that you thought was true was not true. Everything that you expected turned out to be not true. And then the more you looked at your life, and the more you questioned why you did the things that you did, and what was your motivation, and what was the goal, you're just oh my God, my whole life isn't for me. My whole life is not for me. It was for other people and for society and whatever. And I didn't know, and I don't know anything, right? That was I still say it to this day, but that was one of the first things that I just started saying all the time after that, because I was just I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Turns out I do not know. And a big part of that too was recognizing how much time I had been giving advice to my family and friends, and a lot of times they did not ask unsolicited advice because I thought I had it figured out. And I ended up eating a bunch of humble pie and calling a lot of my family and friends and saying, hey, if I'm really sorry. Turns out I don't know anything, and I apologize for all of the times that you were sharing with me something that you were going through, and instead of just listening, I tried to fix it for you because I thought I knew what was right, and I didn't. So sorry, I apologize, and I understand the impact of what it is. And I did, right? That one was the number of times that I cried and cried and cried. I have tears in my eyes right now, actually, still thinking about the amount of disconnect that I created because I wanted to be right about things. Who cares? the person who I'm like trying to impress with my rightness is the person who I am pushing the furthest away. And now I have to overcome this separation because of my judgment and my ideas around what I think is right. And who am I to say? And like, where do I get off thinking that I have this at all? I clearly did not have it. And what is the it we're trying to have? Everyone gets to choose their own ride. Everyone gets to choose their own ride. Who are we to tell anyone how they get to do this thing? Like, we all were given a gift. We all get to be here. And we all get to choose how we want this thing to play out. That's it. We get to choose that. No one chooses that for us. No one chooses that for us. We get to choose it. And so those are big, right? Like my life would have been totally different if I hadn't come to understand those like basic things, like at my core. And yeah, that definitely started me on a path of curiosity around what this is, what I really want for myself. I mean, I'm still on that. Like there is so much that I do not know about myself. It is insane. And I'm here for the exploration. Like I'm excited about it. Yeah, it started with, spiritual and mental exploration around what my programming was, still identifying it as it shows up, understanding that this is a spiral and that we will fall back. We will make mistakes. I will make mistakes when I identify them, when I see the times that I've slipped or forgotten or whatever. I get to laugh at myself and be kind to myself for the fact that I messed up, slipped, forgot, whatever, got distracted. But that one's a work in progress. And still a work in progress, years and years and years later, still working on that one. But it used to be a lot worse, right? Like I used to, at the beginning, holy hell, I would like allow myself to like wallow in like I can't believe I did that again. And how am I still learning this lesson? And oh, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, girl, we don't have time for that. Like, you don't have the luxury of doing the thing incorrectly or wrong or against what your alignment or soul is telling you, and then reflecting back on it and spending even more time in a space of regret and sadness and woe is me. Like, no, we don't have that. We don't have time for that. That's not it. Like, nope. So that, but now it still will ping ya. And there's certainly like times where I, kind of stomp my foot in my mind like a 5-year-old being like, why is this still not happening? Why is this like this? I'm like that about being sick. I hate being sick. I am almost never sick. And so now like having this stupid cold and having it still stick around and having it still drain my energy, just want that energy shift so that I want to fire on all cylinders. That is my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing to fire on all cylinders. And it's my favorite thing to then recover from firing on all cylinders in a really cozy bed. I like all of that. But this like half energy existence is, I'm over it. I am going to go dancing tonight, and I'm hoping that will be the shift in energy that I am looking for. So that, and stupid. The other thing that's stupid is I keep drinking alcohol. And that is stupid. And I feel so bad the next day. It takes me so long to recover. Why am I doing that to myself? Why am I doing that to myself? I need to really think about this. And there are so many other things that I can do, and I don't need to drink alcohol. Like if I want to go out and have a good time and lose my mind a little bit, I do not need to drink alcohol to do that. I don't need to do it to be social. I don't need it to feel comfortable dancing. I don't need it to connect with my friends. I don't need it to feel buzzy and happy. Why am I doing it? God, it's really insane. So stay tuned. We'll see. Maybe one of these podcasts, I will be like, hey guys, guess what? I haven't been drinking alcohol. Cool. I did it. Anywho, I think that's it for today. Am I gonna post this? Yeah, why not? That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, apparently. Hopefully. Actually, I am going to change what I was about to say right there. I was about to say like something like dismissive. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you've listened to the end of this, we're friends. And I love you. And thank you for listening to me blather. And I feel better. So thanks.
Bracing all like a breaking of reason, with every night lost and every day torn, the drama feeling calmer, so calmer in the storm. Speakers are crying like a forest in the rain. I was so alone with my thoughts and my pain, and the darkness closed like a mouth on a wire night. I'll never be free. Everything I see and everything I could. Tried so hard to be good for myself, for you, for the hidden and divine, for everything. But I can fail just so many times. Enough for you, and ever enough to see me through, for all the lies that were spoken in ways, and the way we lived as an affront to the days, wasn't affront to the things that we cared about, wasn't affront to everything that we cared about.
You started getting ready for bed with soothing.